Welcome back to the City Current Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference and powering the good. And we're honored to be talking about junior achievement of Memphis and the Mid-South. We have their president and CEO with us, Leigh Mansberg. How are you doing?
I'm doing great and really glad to be here. Thanks, Jeremy, for having me.
Absolutely. A lot of exciting news to talk about. And before we get into a new location, let's start with a little bit of the history and background for the organization. So give us a little history lesson.
Love to give a history lesson as a former teacher. That's my jam. Junior Achievement is 67 years old in the Memphis market, and it is so many amazing alums of our programs. But what is amazing is we have a new JA, and we are about to unveil her and excited to share the story of her. But Junior Achievement has been financial literacy, work readiness, and career exploration for the last 67 years. And we have a bold new plan moving forward to help our community really help children get to where they choose to be.
And I think what's really cool about it is it's in the classroom, it's outside of the classroom. You bring people in and the students and the adults and engage them in really powerful ways. But for the youth, to your point, financial literacy, learning how to have and manage a checkbook, run for office, be a CEO, like there's all these dynamics that come to fruition with what you do. That's a powerful experience for building the future leaders of our community. And so I just think it's really special what you do. Let's go ahead and dive into this exciting news, new location you mentioned. So go ahead and talk about what this means for the future of the program.
Oh, it means so much. We are exploding at the seams without a building. And so what it really means is we served a record 15,035 students last year without a building. So I'd like to just invite all the listeners to imagine the possibilities. If Junior Achievement could do that without a building, what in the world is to come for the future? So our imaginations are sparked about 516 Tillman, which is where you can drive by and see our enormous sign out front and see what's going on there. And you mentioned people writing checks and being the CEOs. And I would say we are really focused on our children, seeing that there are a lot of different doorways for them to successfully enter the economy. It takes your financial literacy tools, but it takes your individual personal passion to figure out how you want to be a part of the community in which you live. And the world of work is the single biggest tool for being a part of community. And we want children to do it on their terms. We want them to have careers and not jobs. Jobs are something that's often placed upon a person. A career is a life of choice. It is a life of meaning. And that's the prayer and the hope that we have for every child. And that's what this building is going to show.
Well, let's back up and mention without the building how you're able to do what you do, because as I mentioned, you go into the classroom and there is a full curriculum that plays out. Dive in deeper on that side first.
Sure. So we have an amazing program team at Junior Achievement. So you start with kindergarten, and that's our JA in a Day program, where imagine a field day where Junior Achievement and 50 to 70 volunteers take over an entire elementary school for the day. And it's everything citizenship and financial literacy and jobs and understanding your place within your community. And then BizTown ran at First Baptist Broad Avenue at Pastor Keith Norman's Fellowship Hall. He and his congregants were kind enough to let us put a temporary BizTown in there. So it takes a whole community. Finance Park was running both in person and virtually. Our Inspire for 8th graders, our career exploration, which is in May this coming year. We had almost 2,000 students at the Agri Center in 1 week. So insanely busy and full of life. And then we have over 4,000 students enrolled in our high school courses. So we offer 10 business courses so that for students and schools that really want localized business education classes with case studies from some of Memphis's most exciting businesses, we are in the classroom teaching 10 courses, and they're amazing courses.
So you mentioned JA BizTown, Finance Park, and obviously JA BizTown right now with Keith Norman's, ability to make it flexible.
Yes.
First Baptist Broad. But talk about the new location in terms of now being able to pull all of these facets together and what that means for the experience for the students. So what is this new location bringing in-house going to really provide?
It's a great question. So the new location serves as the epicenter of the 25 county region footprint that we serve, which goes all the way to Jonesboro, Arkansas, to Jackson, Mississippi, to Jackson, Tennessee. So it gives us this hub of which to really listen to a community and deliver our services in a way a community needs us to deliver those services. So every program will have representation within the building. Our career exploration will be at the Agri Center for the next several years. We're the only career exploration that begins with an in-class component, that begins with a virtual learning experience, and then the kids come in person. It's insanely wonderful. And the new building will have a program called JA Our Neighbors for our elementary children, where that'll be literacy rich. They'll get to see the neighborhood of Binghampton and celebrate entrepreneurship. And then the town, as everybody knows, BizTown to Look will now serve two programs, BizTown and Finance Park. And we will have a career center, like we will have what's called JA What's Next. So how wonderful is it that our 3 middle school programs get you super excited for the future? But so many of our children, and if you just read in the Daily Memphian, Amity Schuyler from the Chamber has an amazing editorial about what it's going to take to enter so many humans and adults into this incredible workforce pipeline. So the building will have an incredible space in What's Next to merge with all of our partners and to leverage community assets like Code Crew and Light Memphis and working with the Chamber and these incredible new job centers that are opening. We want to make sure that the thousands of children who come through our building and the thousands of volunteers who come through our building see this leveraged network of incredible opportunities and believe in it and support it and create work-based work experience for students. Everything we all know we need to do will be modeled in this new building to build a dynamic workforce for our community.
I think the collaborative side, like you're talking about, really to me is one of the most powerful pieces. What's maybe your favorite? I don't want to say your favorite, but a favorite part of the new building. So what's a favorite part of the new building for you?
Now you're asking a mother to pick her favorite child here. That is so wrong on so many levels. What I love is about really the uniqueness of the design. So there's 20 storefronts, and including Jay What's Next, that's 21, and each one of those has its own sponsor. And the sponsors are dreaming so big. So the decor is insane. It is imaginative. It is designed to just, the children's brains are going to happily not explode, but be blown and really excited. And you're just going to see elements of Memphis that are unique to this JA. So you can go to junior achievements all over the country. Ours is going to be so incredibly unique and regional so that children will feel a sense of home, but they will also, in a sense of the region, but they will also have a sense of hope, because we are here, as Bishop Oscar Romero teaches us and commands us to do, to plant seeds for a future not our own. So you're going to see a lot of seeds being planted in there, and I love them all.
Well, I'm about to say, I love that you pick a favorite that's actually 21 favorites.
Yeah.
Share how we can get involved, because obviously, as you're talking, there's tremendous volunteer opportunities. And, for me, our team, we've had a chance to go in and volunteer when classes come through JA BizTown. It's powerful. It's awesome. It's electric, to see it all come together. But I think there's plenty of ways for corporate groups, for individuals, to get involved. So let's talk about how we can get involved and help your efforts.
Absolutely. And thank you for volunteering. So I fundamentally believe the greatest way to build company culture is through service, and service that also is building for the future of the economy. So it's kind of it's a double whammy right there. But we take every day we open that building, it requires 30 volunteers. Anytime students come in, when we do a JA in a day, that is 2 volunteers per classroom to launch a JA in a day. And we need our corporate community to say it is okay to stop work for a day that this is still meaningful work, and your company will talk about something over the water cooler beyond business. And I would argue, Jeremy, that this is the business of the community. And we're all going to have to sacrifice something, that if we want different outcomes, not only for our children and better school performance and all of these pieces, but if we fundamentally want to change the outcome of our economy, we are going to have to stop and put skin in the game, even beyond our money. It is going to take our time. Children can't become what they can't see. And the greatest examples of professionalism in this community are the adults in the profession. And children have got to meet these adults, and they've got to believe these adults care about them. And they've got to believe the business community thinks it's a good business decision to stop that work to come and volunteer for a day, because it's not convenient. I mean, our programs run during the school day. People are going to have to leave work for a day, and we're going to have to incentivize our employees to want to do that. And it's expensive. I understand it all, but I'm still saying we got to do it if we want to have different outcomes.
I agree. And I do think that it, having done it many times myself, it's powerful. It's awesome. And so it's well worth the investment. And to your point, it makes a statement for the youth to see the business community make it a priority to come in and spend time with them and support them and show them the possibilities right here in our hometown. So I think on all levels, you're exactly right, is the service aspect is what we need so much of to be able to bring our community together and take the next step. And so by taking, a little bit of time out of your day, you can do so much good here in our community. Carry that forward into some events. You have a bowl-a-thon, and you have some other ways that we can get involved in financially and also physically, obviously get involved with what you're doing.
Absolutely. So Bowl-a-thon is Friday, October 7th. We are calling. So email us, Megan Ryan at mryan@jamemphis.org. And once again, it's another way to create company culture in service. So you help us raise money, which creates an opportunity, because we make sure that no child is turned away. Ever, that no school is turned away. I hate the word no. Like, I get really temperamental if somebody tells me no. So, but bowling is so much fun. You might get to hear me on the microphone, or Steve French, our COO, the hype man. It's so much fun. So we really want to encourage our corporate communities to put together a team. So many fun new teams. Got Duncan Williams Asset Management Bowling and Strategic Financial Partners. So many great people bowling. It's a great time. We'll do it again in the spring. And we have JA Unveiled coming up to roll out all of our new programs for the community. That's this Thursday night, which we're really excited about it.
Give me one more thing that you wish everyone knew about junior achievement in Memphis and the Mid-South.
I wish everyone knew. So our secret is that educating a child about a career takes years. We can't just go to one expo and think, oh, yay, they're excited about the future. I think our career education program is so exciting and magical. My favorite story, a young man, after learning how to build light switches with us, we then had a long discussion with him about how he could become an entrepreneur by owning his own electrical company. And then you create generational wealth, because what we care about is switching the narrative, and for all children to believe they can be an entrepreneur, they can build a business and take care of their children and their children's children. And from generation to generation, what a blessing. And that's what we're doing.
I love how you tie in the electricity and the light switch to switching the narrative. Switch the narrative.
Former English teacher.
Yeah, hey, I like it. So wrap up on your end with where we can go to learn more. So website, social media, you mentioned email, phone number. Where do we go to get involved and take those next steps?
The easiest step, keep it really simple, jamemphis.org. Click on volunteer, program request, donate, or participate, and you will take care of the rest. All of our buttons are working and ready to go. Just log on to the website.
And then do talk about the time frame in terms of opening the location, getting everything going. So what's your time frame on kind of the next major milestones ahead looking forward?
The team moves into the building in December, and we're on schedule so far. And students are booked to attend starting in January. So sign up now to be a volunteer in BizTown. And we will have so many grand opening events the first 2 weeks of January, and cannot wait to invite the community in for those. And listen, reach out to us for a tour. We want to take people on a tour. We love showing off. And because every time I go, every day, the sheetrock went up yesterday. Every every day is something new, and I'm ridiculously goofy excited about it.
Well, hopefully we've talked about volunteers, corporations getting involved. For those on the school side, hopefully all of them are already in sync. But if there are teachers and educators and leaders who say, hey, I need to be more involved, where do they go and how does that conversation start?
It starts super easily. jamemphis.org, click programs, and there's a button that says request a program, and our program team will respond within 24 hours and get you signed up. And our resources are there and ready.
Perfect. We like to make sure and connect all the dots to make sure that, we get the word out. Absolutely. Well, you never can say it enough. So mention one more time the website and where do we go to learn more about junior achievement in Memphis and the Mid-South?
jamemphis.org.
There you go. Well, Leigh, thank you for all you and your amazing team do. Thank you for coming on the show.
Anytime, Jeremy. Thank you so much.